Greetings, everyone. I hope that you're all having a wonderful and blessed Friday today. Millions of unemployed Americans will lose pandemic unemployment benefits months early. Republican lawmakers want President Joe Biden to break his campaign promise. Multiple Democrats are now urging the U.S. Department of Labor to hold states accountable for their role in administering unemployment benefits. Here's your daily news report and fourth stimulus check update. In a video later today, I will be announcing the winner of this week's $75 Amazon gift card giveaway. But you can still enter the giveaway. All you need to do is subscribe to my channel, like this video, and also comment below. Thank you so much, everyone. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell says Republicans will support $600 billion in infrastructure spending as long as user fees cover the costs. McConnell said in Louisville, "We are happy to look for traditional infrastructure pay-fors, which means the users participate. By participate, Mitch McConnell means whoever uses the infrastructure should pay for it through taxes, tolls, or other charges." That's quite different from what President Joe Biden wants to do, which is raise taxes on the businesses and the wealthy to pay for nearly $2 trillion in road and bridge projects, green energy, and numerous other building programs. Republicans are dead set against Biden's proposed tax hikes, which would reverse some of the 2017 tax cuts that passed with only Republican votes. If Republicans controlled Congress, it's unlikely they'd raise user fees or impose new ones to pay for an infrastructure plan. The federal gasoline tax, which is supposed to cover the cost of the national highway system, is a user fee because people who buy gas pay into the fund that maintains the roads they drive on. So why do Republicans favor user fees now? Well, because they would force Biden to break a campaign promise. Joe Biden pledged not to raise taxes on households earning less than $400,000 per year, and any user fee applied broadly to the public would violate that pledge. Biden has effectively ruled out user fees as a funding source of his plans. If President Biden fails to reach a bipartisan compromise on the plan, he and congressional Democrats have said they will use the budget reconciliation process to pass an infrastructure package on a party line vote, which requires only 51 votes in the Senate. I really hope that our lawmakers from both sides will be able to come in agreement, but that agreement needs to come very soon. Retail sales in the United States were flat in April after soaring in March, when millions of Americans received $1,400 third stimulus checks that boosted spending. The report Friday from the U.S. Commerce Department was worse than the 0.8% rise Wall Street analysts had expected. Now the big question is whether consumers will continue to spend without stimulus checks. Analysts say the April retail sales tip the odds towards lower sales in the next coming months. Nearly 2 million jobless Americans are set to lose their pandemic unemployment benefits early, with Georgia, Arizona, and Ohio becoming the latest Republican-led states to announce they would cease providing enhanced federal jobless payments. Nearly 2 million jobless Americans are set to lose their pandemic unemployment benefits early, with Georgia, Arizona, and Ohio becoming the latest Republican-led states to announce they would cease providing enhanced federal jobless payments. Thursday's announcements bring the total to 16 states that have said since last week that they would terminate the $300 weekly federal boost to state benefits, as well as the federal expansion of jobless benefits to those who previously didn't qualify and to those who have run out of their regular state benefits. Governors are citing workforce shortages and the improving economy as a reason for their decisions. The payments, which Democrats recently extended into early September as part of their $1.9 trillion relief package, will end as soon as June 12, 2021 in some states. Andrew Stetner, the senior fellow at the Century Foundation, calculated how many people would be affected. He said, "These changes have the potential to drastically scale back assistance to jobless workers far too early in the recovery." Nationally, there are about 17 million workers on one of the unemployment programs, and the nation is still short 8 million plus jobs from the start of this crisis. But unlike Republicans, Democrats believe that millions of people remain out of work and cannot return easily because their children are still learning remotely, or they remain concerned about this crisis. More than 4.2 million people said they are not working because they are concerned about getting it. President Biden, while warning Monday that people who can work must accept offers or lose their benefits, said most Americans want to be employed if possible. Senator Bernie Sanders on Thursday sent a letter to Labor Secretary Marty Walsh, asking him to commit to holding states accountable for their role in administering the benefits. In a Twitter post, Sanders wrote, Democrats in Congress secured life-saving unemployment aid to workers so they would not have to go back to work for starvation wages or without child care. He also asked the Labor Secretary to ensure Republican governors do not strip away that assistance. Labor Department spokesman Egan Reich later said, Secretary Walsh and the Biden administration have been doing all they can to take concrete action to prevent anyone from falling through the cracks, as we know unemployment benefits have served as a vital lifeline for workers throughout this crisis, to help them buy food, pay for rent, and remain healthy.
So this past year, we've been living through a once-in-100 years pandemic, or at least that's what we certainly hope. The speed with which we powered down the economy was unprecedented, and while we have suffered and lost much over the past year, the efficiency and speed with which we have rolled out the vaccinations, even surpassing President Biden's own initial and I might say ambitious goals, has meant that the United States has made tremendous progress at curbing the virus. As a result, we are in the midst of restarting this economy in earnest, and we're making good progress in doing so. However, we must keep in mind that an economy will not heal instantaneously. It takes several weeks for people to get full immunity from vaccinations, and even more time for those left jobless from the pandemic to find and start a suitable job. Supply chains have been disrupted, and sectors that were hardest hit are just beginning to come back. I will also note that given the extraordinary and unprecedented circumstances of the pandemic, it will remain difficult for analysts to accurately forecast economic data until we have more fully recovered. For example, in just one day, we now anticipate an oversupply of masks and an undersupply of lipstick. I don't know about you guys, but that's what I thought of this morning. In all seriousness, different sectors of the economy will come back online at different times and at different paces. And while the actual economy will likely change from week to week, reported data will lag the process. As a result, as the economy recovers, there will be data that come in below expectations and data that will come in above expectations. We saw that this week with the CPI and last week with the jobs report. Today's report on retail sales in April came in softer than most expected after a large increase last month. At moments like this, it is important to focus on trends and not month-to-month or week-to-week oscillations. In that vein, we know that the initial estimate for first quarter GDP was 6.4%, outpacing growth in the Eurozone, and employment has grown an average of 500,000 jobs per month since January. Even while the overall trend in the economy is positive, the administration is working to help displaced workers with their searches so that they can find good, suitable work. And as the president emphasized earlier this week, if offered a suitable job, a worker receiving unemployment benefits must take it. We're also emphasizing to employers that there are resources to help them hire workers part-time without those workers losing their unemployment benefits through short-time compensation.
That is the end of the video, everyone. I hope you found this video helpful today. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below.